How many times shall you admit to worrying about your finances? With constant headlines of recessions and rising numbers of bankrupts and the yearly increase in expenses, is it a surprise there are people who constantly feel as though they are not doing enough? What, if I said that right now, you are probably doing much better than you think you are. This is quite correct. You may have already started your way to success, and you did not even realize it. Here are some signs that you could actually be doing quite well, or even better than the majority of the population. Stay with me, for the sheer shock of discovering exactly where you stand at the end of this video may be beyond your expectation. But first, I would propose you some questions. Do you see the future with optimism? Or does thoughts of money make you restless? It's a moment to ponder over. Lastly, here is one more question. What if someone told you that you do not necessarily need to be a millionaire or have a mansion on the hills to attain financial stability? Let us find out. 1. Setting the stage, the mangling of self-confidence by the fear of financial instability. The feeling of being left behind blooms easily when you start looking around you. Your friend opens the doors to a new home, or your colleague is a globetrotter who is off to wonderful places. Their posts pop up in Instagram stories, and most of the time people question themselves. Am I behind? But let me tell you this, it doesn't always have to be an expense or a huge income that one considers a success in economic terms. Success is often a lot of incremental improvements that no one sees. In fact, one of the first signs that you are in a good place in your life is when you do not live paycheck after paycheck. If you have the ability to save even a little, please do so. Take a moment to pause and think. Would you be able to pay an unexpected bill or get a car fixed? What about an unplanned medical bill? If yes, then you are in more stable financial position than one might expect. However, how would you feel if I said that saving money is somewhat the least in the series of factors that determine reaping financial success? There is something more important that one would think is. This can be discussed further. Building the excitement. Signs you're on the right path. The second key indicator of good financial performance is if you live within your means. This does not sound particularly attractive. However, consider this. If your monthly costs do not entirely wipe out your earnings, there is no reason for you to be ever stuck in the horrible cycle of work and life. This allows you to have some savings, room for investment, and even relax a little bit. Let's put it in numbers. Let's assume you are making $5,000 a month. Now, if your lifestyle expenses fall under the $3,500 mark, it implies that you have set aside over 30% of your income for your savings or investment, not expenditures. This does not mean that you are going to become poor. Rather, you are preparing for future expansion. And that's where the real power of finance comes from. Now, this is where things get juicy. So, have you begun putting your money in different places? A 401k, Roth IRA, or even a brokerage account, which enables your investments to grow over the years, is a good sign you are doing great. Maybe you don't see it right now, but the small amount of money you spend on a certain period may increase in the future. Let me show you an example. Investing just a mere $200 on a monthly basis will turn out to be a whopping $100,000 in 20 years, if one assumes to earn an 8% return. This is the benefit of compounding. Remember, you will be earning passively, even if you are not putting in any thought at this time. Am I making any sense here? But let me pose this question. What's one thing that could completely sabotage all the mentioned progress? The sheer power of this one element many people neglect can mess up your entire plan if care is not taken. Bear with me, it is an asterisk, must know asterisk, that should be in your arsenal. Bringing it all together, the pillar of maintaining one's wealth. So, what's the proportionate risk? Debt. To be more specific, asterisk bad asterisk debt. Now, I'm not even speaking about a reasonable mortgage or student loans with quite noticeable sums of interest, but rather about the dreaded best sort of debt, which is credit. Even the word triggers the anxiety. This is something that can sneak up and destroy you financially, like a branch leak in the boat until it sinks. If you have these types of loans, then that is not good. But at least you have something to show for all this debt. You're not being held hostage by high interest debt, meaning there is future growth. And in relation to working for you, this is the last and rather easily missed sign of financial well being if you are investing in oneself. This, however, does not necessarily have to include a degree program. It could be gaining more skills, getting to know some concepts of finance, or even learning how to effectively use your time for physical or mental improvement. All these facets are relevant in one way or another when it comes to how much one earns in the future and the financial position he or she will have then. So, let's think. Have you recently taken out a bit of time and worked on your development? If yes, then not only are you okay with your finances at this point, but also you are expected to achieve even more in the near future. Now, you may be curious, what's the next step? You've seen the warnings and you've acted. You save, don't get into high interest debt, live within your means even, and are not shy to invest when you see opportunities. But how does one maintain the course? In the next video, no, I will present easy ways. How to enhance your financial success, how to do better than just starting, or how to stay on top when everything is going down. Trust me, you will not want to miss this. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Now let us keep building your financial future together. Until then, do take a minute and think to yourself, are you performing better than what you thought was possible? And if you did have to put your bets, chances are that the answer is yes. Keep at it because financial freedom might be less distant than you can imagine.